Hello, hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from StampWithMelissa.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the great state of Minnesota, and I am really excited to have you join me today for Julie and Friends April 2025 episode 2. I say that because Julie is doing this for multiple months, and I'm in the friend group that gets to go in April. So this is our second episode between myself, Julie Salva, Amy Story, and Lisa Bowden. And last week, Lisa took the crown. She won our challenge last week, so congratulations to her. And I stepped it up a little bit this week so that maybe I have a chance. But today we are going to make this really fun card. I'm going to show you and give you all the measurements. Look how fun that is. I'll give you all the measurements and everything during the video. I'll also put them down in the description box of this video if you want to see them written. And it's going to be a really fun one. I'm calling it a Waterfall Accordion card. I don't know if it has a different name that's like an official name, but that's what I'm calling it. So don't forget that you are going to want to vote along. So down in the description box of this video, along with those measurements I talked about, I will also have links to Julie, Amy, and Lisa's videos for this week's challenge. So head there and, to each of the videos, make your way around all 4 of them. Give a big thumbs up to your favorite one by Sunday night, so April 20th, Easter, by the end of the day, so that we can crown the winner. So this week, for week 2, we are featuring new in colors. So I've got you covered with Secret Sea. I almost said Stormy Sea. Secret Sea and Cloud Cover, 2 of my absolute new favorite colors. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. So the task this week is to play with new in colors, which I am going to do, but I'm also playing with some new stamp sets, which are really fun. So I am starting with blooming phrases for some sentiments here. So I'm going to use happy, birthday, and celebrate. And then I'm also using Gallery Blooms, which is part of a mega suite in the new annual catalog. And we're going to use this beautiful bouquet and this little guy right here. So, and here are the matching dies for that set. But for this card, I actually am not die cutting anything. So let's take a look here. I did write down on a post-it note all of the measurements. I'll also put them down in the description of this video. So first piece here is 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored it at 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/4. So a little bit of odd measurements here, but that's okay. So on this bottom score line here, this is that 2 1/2 inch section. So this is how you'd score 2 1/2, 3 3/4, etc. So that's going to be the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to fold in, out, and I am burnishing as I go, and then in and out. Okay, just like that. So it's going to be kind of like a stair here, but I'm calling this a Waterfall Accordion card. So, and I just like to extra burnish, but these pieces are going to want to pop up on us, and that's all right. So, all right, on this bottom section here, I've got a piece. Oh, this is Cloud Cover, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. So here I've got a piece of Secret Sea. This is 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. Okay, and I am going to take my seal and run some seal on the back. And on this bottom 2 1/2 inch section, I am just going to sneak this. It is going to touch on the bottom and the sides. And there's going to be just that 1/8 of an inch gap here to the score line, which is intentional. I didn't want to have anything butted up against that score line so that this could fold a little bit easier. But that's just to add a little bit of fun color at the bottom. Okay, and then we've got 2 pieces of Secret Sea squares. These are 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. I'm going to set those there for now. And then we also have 2 pieces of basic white squares that are 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So just a smidge down. These are going to mat onto these Secret Sea squares here. So let's go ahead. We're going to start by stamping these. So let me grab here my messy scrap paper and one of the basic white squares. And what I'm going to do, well, first I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Oh man, excuse me. You gotta love allergy season though, am I right? Okay, so these are from Blooming Phrases. I've got my Secret Sea ink pad. And on one side here, so I'm just gonna pick the bottom, I'm going to stamp the word birthday. And I'm leaving a little bit of a gap on the left-hand side so I can fit the word happy. So we're gonna stamp birthday, and then I'm going to turn it and stamp happy Okay, and then I can close up my Secret Sea ink pad. Now, we're not going to be completely done with our messy scrap paper yet, but I wanted to just go ahead and do these pieces at the same time. So we are going to adhere this to our Secret Sea square. They're all the same sizes, so it doesn't matter which one. And then what I'm going to do is adhere this to the center section right here, okay? So when I open this up, you see I've got the bigger, the little, and the bigger, right? And then another little. This piece down here we already added to, so this middle section is where I'm going to adhere this piece. It does hang over the edge, so we want to make sure there's no adhesive down here. So here's what I'm going to do. Right where my fingers are, I want seal right there. And then I'm going to turn this, and on this section down by the score line, I'm going to add seal where I know that this Secret Sea piece will cover. Okay, and that allows me to get adhesive down lower without risking going over the edge. All right, so I am eyeballing this to see if I have about an equal margin on the sides and the top up to the score line, like so, okay? So there's that piece. Let's add this piece down here real quick while I'm thinking of it. So I've got another basic white piece here that's 3 1/4 by 1 7/8. And I know we're featuring new in colors, but I just love peach pie, and I thought it was such a fun color to pair with these. It seems so bright with these kind of like more neutral blues almost, right? It just adds a little bit of pop of color. So I loved that, and I'm leaving this mostly open so that we can add some sentiment there, or some writing, you know? All right, I added seal on the back, and then this piece I'm going to line up to the top of that Secret Sea piece and just leave an equal margin on the sides, okay? And then the reason I line that up is because when this folds shut, that's going to cover. You can absolutely pull this down farther, but just so you know, it might go past and stick out from the bottom here. So it's all personal preference on that, okay? Okay, so let's grab our other basic white square. I am going to grab that beautiful large bouquet here. And this is actually something that my team member, Alicia Markfort, taught me a while ago, but I kept saying, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, and I never did. But now I did, and it's a game changer. So I bought one of our white ink pads that we sell, and it comes uninked with a white re-inker, okay? And I do already own one that, you know, I put white in and whatnot. But I actually filled this one with our Tuxedo Black Memento refill. So this is actually my Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And then I used the little black label from the bottom there to put there. So I remembered that this one was my black ink and the other one is my white ink. But look at how that looks. So then you don't have all those crosshatch kind of markings, and it's way juicier. So I think it just stamps a nicer image. So anyway, there's a little tip for you. Thanks, Alicia, for that thought. I'm going to color this in then with Peach Pie, Old Olive, and a dark Calypso Coral blend here. So I'm going to start with let's start with my dark Peach Pie. And I am going to go into these flowers, and wherever there's a little, not a crease or wrinkle, but however you want to say it, I'm just going to add a little bit of dark Peach Pie and in the center of the flowers here. And we'll add that, okay? Now, while I color, I'm going to go in with my light Peach Pie now. While I color, I'll just remind you that you're going to want to go down, once you're done watching my video, go down to the description below and head on over to Amy, Lisa, and Julie's videos if you haven't already seen those. Watch all 4 and then go back to your favorite one and give it a thumbs up. We are doing a friendly competition, and we're gonna see who wins this week. So last week Lisa won, and her card was super awesome. It was a book binding with like a pop-up piece of DSP, and it was super cool. So I got some tough competition, you guys. So head on, you know, just as you're going to the description, go ahead and just stop at my thumbs up button, click it, and then hop to the other videos. Anywho, all in good fun. So I am loving learning different techniques and different fun folds. Very cool. So, all right, I am coloring here. I love, love, love to color. So, okay, so now that I've got the flowers colored in, I'm going to take my dark Calypso Coral and kind of in the centers here and some of those little lines, I'm just adding a little bit of that dark Calypso coral because I think it just helps it to pop out a little bit more. You know, I just say you got to be brave. I'm like kind of nervous to do this because you can definitely tell where the dark Calypso coral is against that peach pie. But you just got to go for it, right? Just try. It's handmade. We are meant to play and have fun. And then if you want to blend it in more, you can just take your light peach pie and just color in circles and just help to pull that color throughout. And I think it just looks so cool. So there's that, and then we're going to finish off with Old Olive for the leaves. And my dark Old Olive is doing pretty good, but my light Old Olive needs to be replaced, and I've got an order in, so I'm just waiting for it. But, you know, no judgment. You can tell that this is one of my favorite greens to use for blends. And it's going to get squeaky because it's desperate for more ink. So, color, color, color. And hear that squeaking? Oh man. Sorry if that's bugging you. Just a few more to go. It's like shoes on a basketball court. Oh man, that drives me crazy. Like, it doesn't drive me crazy when people, you know, aren't trying to do it, but like when I remember in school when people would like, the boys especially would like try to make the squeak noise, and it was like, just knock it off. Oh, anywho, all right, we added that here to our Secret Sea layer. Now we're going to add this piece to our top layer. One more thought is that with this basic white piece here, if you wanted to, you could add DSP here, and that would look really, really pretty. But we are going to adhere this down. So similar to down here, we want to make sure we don't have any adhesive on the part that's going to hang off, right? So on this top piece, we're going to add some seal, flip this, and we luckily have this piece as guidance, right? So we know about how wide that's going to go. And we can grab this and line it up, and you can even use your fingers here to make sure it's even with that second layer, just like that. Isn't that kind of fun? So it's like a real cool, I really like that. I think it's a fun card. All right, so then I took some Secret Sea, and I did this already. I do have videos on heat embossing if you're not familiar with it and you want to see how that's done. But I did take this extra piece of Secret Sea from when I was cutting these layers, and I stamped Celebrate in Versamark ink and then heat embossed that with white embossing powder. And I thought that would look really, really pretty, so we're going to just add some dimensionals because no card is complete without some dimensionals. Right? I think so anyway. And then I'm just going to add this here. And because it's from when I was cutting these Secret Sea layers, it's going to actually extend all the way to the edges of our Secret Sea layer here. And I thought that was kind of cool. I know it covers the flower a little bit, so you could do it along the other side, but I don't know. I liked the look. I thought that was fun. So then I'm going to finish off. These are the upcoming 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls. I think they're super duper pretty. There's 3 different sizes here, and of course we're going Secret Sea, although Timid Tiger would probably look really cool too. So we're going to do one big right there, the medium right next to it, and then the little is going to come up over here. And that is our card for this week. Isn't that so super fun? So lots of space to write, or as I said, you could fill in with DSP. Have less space to write if you want. Although if you're going to make a fun waterfall cascading, you know, accordion card like this, you probably really, really love the recipient. Although it's not hard to make, but you get what I'm saying. All right, anyway, and then when this folds down, it will fit in an envelope just like this. So you can see that there. So anyway, so that is my card. Thank you so much for watching this week. Make sure you head on down to the description, click on over to the other videos you haven't watched yet this week. Check those out, come back, vote for your favorite. You have until Sunday night. Let's see what, oh, that's Easter. So Sunday, April 20th, that's the last day. I mean, you can still watch and like after that, but that is the last day. We are acknowledging the likes, I guess, to pick a winner. So anyway, I will see you next week. I can't wait to show you. Next week is our last week with this group of Julie and friends, you know, cast members, however you want to say it, friends. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you then. Bye for now.